Dora Calla first developed sand therapy using Jung's psychoanalytic approach to therapy. With this type of therapy, a child is able to use actions to express what they may or may not be able to express in words, and bring to the table what has been of concern to them. It provides a method to bring to focus what had been previously repressed by a child, and how to work through the difficulties that they are being faced with. Jung explains that being able to express oneself provides an influential way in order to explain what is being experienced within their life. By focusing on the psyche through sand therapy, a child is able to achieve better recovery. Sand therapy allows children to have a physical representation of their unconscious thoughts and emotions in a direct yet therapeutic manner. By doing so, it allows children to feel as though they are able to gain control over what they are experiencing, while also achieving a level of comfort. Once again, this technique allows children to learn more about who they are and how to overcome their hurdles. While utilizing sand therapy, a therapist will take an indirect approach to therapy. The child will be given time to freely play in the sand tray, creating what comes to their mind. While doing so, the therapist will merely utilize this time to watch the child interact with the sand and the toys. Once the child feels as though they have completed their creation in the sand and with the toys, the therapist will step in and process with them.
Sand therapy can also be used in conjunction with reality therapy. Reality therapy allows clients to explore past and present perceptions of their world and learn to make choices for their future that can ultimately lead to a healthier life with improved relationships. The key concept of reality therapy is known as choice theory. This theory states that we store information inside our minds that creates a perception of our wants and needs and desire for our life. And this is what a reality therapist refers to as a person's quality world. It is the job of the reality therapist to help the client understand that they can make choices each day to get closer to their quality world. Therefore, the reality therapist emphasizes that daily choices can really impact and influence a person's life. For example, during a reality therapy session, a client might complain, "I don't like my job, I'm not happy in my current relationships, I don't like school." The reality therapist is going to ask that client, "Well, what choices are you making right now that's making you feel this way?" And the therapist will work with the client to improve choices. And therefore, the client will be able to relieve any current pain or distress. It should also be noted that in reality therapy, there isn't much time spent talking about the past or any current symptoms. Instead, the therapist is really going to focus on the present and ask the client questions that really focus on a lot of self-evaluation. So, for example, the reality therapist might ask the client, "Is the choices that you're making right now helping you to achieve what you want?" And also, it should be noted that reality therapy can be considered quite fast-paced, and each session could be the last session. This is because during session and at the end of session, the reality therapist may assign homework and state, "Okay, so let's think about what we talked about today and apply better choices." And so the therapist might assign homework, asking the client to engage in a certain activity or perhaps work on a certain relationship. So as the client leaves the reality therapy session, that client should be able to say, "I can use what we talked about today in my life." So therefore, reality therapy and sand therapy will be utilized in our role play today for client Kara. She is a girl that is 10 years old. And Kara will be attending sand therapy sessions to process the grief and loss of her father.
As Ashley just said, Kara is a 10-year-old female, and she is coming to therapy today as she unexpectedly lost her father due to a heart attack. Kara was very close with her father, more so than with her mother, due to her father being her softball coach. Kara and her father would attend softball games together every Sunday, and after school, she looked forward to being able to spend time with him, practicing their hitting and their pitching. Kara's mother is not able to relate to her as much, and she thinks of Kara as a tomboy. With Kara's father passing away 7 months ago, she's having a difficult time returning to playing softball. Currently, when she plays, Kara is reminded of her father and the enjoyable times that they had together. Now, Kara merely wishes to play on her iPad. She's become withdrawn, is lacking communication with her mother and her friends, and has become lethargic. Additionally, Kara has lost around 10 pounds after previously being very fit from playing softball. Lastly, Kara has engaged in negative self-talk, stating that she hates life now that Dad isn't around.
Referencing the DSM-5, Kara is diagnosed with major depressive disorder, moderate severity, with melancholic features. This is because in the DSM-5, in order to have a diagnosis of major depressive disorder, a client needs to have at least 5 or more symptoms during a 2-week period. Kara will be reporting several of these symptoms. She feels extremely sad. She is sad all day, most of the day. She will be reporting that she has lost interest in previously enjoyed activities. She reports a 10-pound weight loss, lack of appetite, feelings of worthlessness. With her father's passing, it's just her and her mom now, and her mom don't have many things in common, and her mom calls her a tomboy often, which makes her feel very worthless. Kara also feels like a failure. She just feels like she can't achieve what her mom wants her to do and can't live up to her full potential. So therefore, Kara is reporting several of these symptoms stated in the DSM-5 for major depressive disorder. It should also be noted that Kara's symptoms are not being caused by another medication or any kind of substance abuse. And we chose the severity, we chose the moderate severity levels because she's experiencing between 4 to 5 symptoms, which that's what states in the DSM-5. And we didn't choose the severe intensity because in our role play, she is still able to apply feedback from the therapist, and she's able to apply these suggestions immediately after the first session. If she had a more severe level of depression, she probably would not have been able to try these suggestions immediately and return to activities. So that is how we came to Kara's diagnosis of major depressive disorder, moderate severity with melancholic features.
Now enjoy our role play.
Hi, Kara. I'm Miss Ashley. It's nice to meet you today.
Hi.
I know this is our first day meeting, and I don't want you to feel scared, okay? We are going to do a lot of fun things today. We are going to play in the sand. Does this sound like something you might want to do?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So after talking with your mom, I'm hearing that something sad happened a few months ago. This could be difficult to talk about. So I thought that maybe it would be easier for you to create something in the sand to express your feelings.
Yeah, I just really miss my dad.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to give you the sandbox. Spend as much time as you want showing me what your life was like when your dad was alive, okay? So use any of these toys over here, play in the sand, have fun, and just show me what your life was like when your dad was alive.
Okay, but I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do.
That's okay. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. Just have fun and play in the sand.
Okay, you do have a lot of cool toys.
Okay. Are you all finished?
Yeah, I think so.
This looks fantastic, Kara. Can you tell me about what you made here in the sandbox?
Well, you see, here in the center, you see the square?
I do.
This is my house, and that's when my family was together, and we were all really happy, and I was happy.
What are some things that made you really happy when you were with both your dad and your mom?
Well, over here, here's me and Dad, and
Mhm.
this is our softball we were playing, and, well, I loved playing softball with him. We always had so much fun together. He was my coach, actually, but Mom doesn't really understand that stuff. She just wants me to paint my nails, and she's like, thinks of me as a tomboy, and it's mean, and that's why I have her as this dragon here. She's kind of mean.
Yeah, that dragon looks kind of scary.
Yeah.
That's your mom, the
Yeah,
dragon.
because she just doesn't understand and calls me a tomboy, and it's kind of mean.
Well, softball does sound like a happy and fun activity that you and your dad used to do together. Can you tell me more about softball and how it made you feel?
Oh yeah, so like I would wait until Dad would get home from work, and we would always go right outside, and he'd help me practice my hitting and my pitching, but like now that Dad's anymore, like we don't do this.
So since you aren't playing softball anymore or going outside anymore, what are you doing instead?
Oh, not really much of anything. I just sit inside and play on my iPad.
Well, it sounds like going outside and playing softball made you feel happy. Do you feel happy staying inside playing on your iPad?
Not really. I mean, I'm kind of tired and I miss my friends, but it's okay. It's just easier.
What would you think about going back to going outside and playing softball again?
Well, I miss my dad, and it's something that we did together, so I don't know if I could play softball without him. Like I said, I just have Mom now, and like she calls me a tomboy, and it makes me sad when she says things like that to me.
That does sound sad, being called a tomboy. Have you ever talked to your mom how this makes you feel when she calls you a tomboy?
Oh no, I haven't talked to her about that.
How would you feel about working with your mom and talking to her about your feelings? Because she might not know that you feel this way when she calls you that.
Well, I don't really know. I mean, I haven't really talked to Mom about my feelings before. That's always something I did with Dad.
Well, before it was Mom and Dad, and right now it's you and Mom. It sounds like you were happy when it was the three of you, but you still have that choice to be happy, okay? So maybe you can work on your relationship with your mom. It might be hard at first, but it could get easier the more that you do it.
But I don't really know what to say to Mom. I mean, we don't really have that much in common.
It sounds to me like you and your mom need to get to know each other better and learn about each other's interests and commonalities. You might have things in common, you just don't know her that well.
You think so? I mean, I guess there was a point that all three of us would go and have picnics together, and I would talk with Mom then, and like, see here's like when we would have picnics. Mom would pack up all kinds of cool stuff, and this was our picnic blanket that we would take to the park, and Dad and I would play softball while Mom would sit and watch us after we ate.
Well, it sounds like going outside and going on a picnic is something that you once really enjoyed.
Yeah.
It sounds like this might make you feel happy.
Yeah.
So you have that choice. I mean, you can control your happiness. You can be happy. If you want to be happy, you can make certain choices so you can feel happy. So this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
Before I see you next, why don't you and your mom find an activity to do? You're talking about a picnic here.
Yeah, this is fun. Look at this food.
Maybe you and your mom can go on a picnic,
Okay.
and you guys can just hang out, talk, just you and her one-on-one, and see how it goes. Just make that first step to spending some more time with her and getting to know her.
I can talk with Mom about it.
Okay, so we'll talk about this next week and see how it goes.
Okay, I'd like that.
All right. Thanks, Kara. It was very nice talking to you today.
Thanks, Miss Ashley. I'll see you later.
Hi, Kara. It's nice to see you again.
Hi.
Well, I'm excited to hear about how things have been going since I saw you last. Remember how last time I had you play in the sandbox, okay? So rather than you telling me about how things went since I saw you last, I want you to show me in the sand, okay?
Okay, I really enjoyed that last time. I kind of liked how the sand felt in my hands, and it was really fun.
Okay, so right now we're talking about how it's you and your mom right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you use the toys just like last time and show me how things are going right now with you and your mom in the sand. So just play in the sand, have fun, show me how things are going with you and your mom.
Okay, well, we actually did a few things together, and it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
So I can show you that?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about this and see it in the sandbox.
Okay. I'm going to use this again. Miss Ashley, that was a lot different than last time.
All right, well, show me what's different here.
Well, these are the golf balls, because Mom and I, we went miniature golfing together. I actually asked Mom if there was something we could do, and she said there was a place for miniature golf just down the road. At first, I really didn't want to do it. I was kind of scared, but I thought I could try it to spend some time with Mom, and it was kind of fun.
Okay, well, tell me more about how that went.
Well, it was really nice to get back outside again. I had a lot of fun. I miss doing sporty type of things, how like when I played softball with Dad. And I'd never played miniature golf before. So when I asked Mom if we could do things together, she said of course, and that she was happy that we were talking.
I'm really happy to hear that you and your mom did something fun together. This sounds like playing miniature golf and getting back outside made you feel a little bit more happy.
Yeah, and you see this tree?
I do.
So we actually went on a walk together. So this is like a tree in the park that I saw. And when we were walking along, I saw these really pretty flowers. Not like this, but kind of. And I asked Mom what it was, and she told me about it. And it was a little bit easier for us to talk when we were just walking around the park. And that's really close to our house, too, so that was nice.
Well, it sounds like you and your mom spent some time together this past week, and you're starting to discover some things that both of you can do together. How was that for you?
Well, it's still kind of hard, but I don't hate it.
Do you think you could continue finding things to do with your mom? It sounds like you're a little bit happier being able to get outside and doing something.
Yeah, I just really miss being outside. I do feel happier with that.
So even though you told me that you were happy being with your dad outside and playing softball, it sounds like you can also find happiness in other things as well, even if it is going outside and doing something with your mom. So you can't change what happened in the past, but you can make some choices today that can, focus on being happier.
Yeah. I was just so sad about Dad's death, and I couldn't think about anything but that. It was kind of nice to think about what I can do now to make me a little bit happier.
Kara, that is great that you're seeing this. I think it's fantastic that you have a more positive outlook on yourself now. Is this something that you would like to continue working on?
Yeah, I guess I can see what I can do. It was nice to feel happier again. For so long I was just sitting around and playing on my iPad, but now I have a little bit more energy. Oh, and see, like I put this food here on the picnic like I did before in the sand. Mom and I even had a picnic together. I was actually ate a hot dog. I got my appetite back a little bit.
Kara, that's awesome to hear, because the last time I saw you, you told me that you didn't really have an appetite and you had lost some weight.
Yeah. Things are slowly starting to get a little bit better, I think.
Yes, it will take time, and that's okay, but the more that you try it, the easier it can get. And these choices that you make today to work on your relationship with your mom, it can make you feel happier.
Okay, well, I think I can work on that, and I actually had an idea of something else Mom and I could do together. I was kind of thinking we could bake cookies together.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe this weekend we can do that.
Okay, so before I see you next week, how about you and your mom bake cookies?
I would like that. I think I might ask Mom on the way home.
Okay. Would you like to come back next week and talk about that?
Yeah,
and
this
play in the
is
sand
fun.
again?
You have a lot of cool stuff.
And I can bring some different toys next time also, but we'll still play in the sand.
Okay, I'd like that.
All right, great, Kara. You're doing a really nice job. I'm very proud of you. You're making great choices now. I'm happy to see that you're feeling better.
A little bit at least.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll see you again next week.
All right, see you then.
Okay. So through these 2 sessions, the therapist used band therapy in combination with reality therapy to help Kara gain understanding of ways she can create more positive thoughts on how she can focus on feeling in the present to help her feel more happy. Through doing this, she is focusing on her present relationships and working on her relationship with her mother. The stand therapy was a means for Kara to express her feelings in a more comfortable manner, and using these toys helped her to bring her problems into focus for how she can best understand them and to gain control of what was happening.